Hi, I'm Gregg from RVHaulers. I've traveled about 600 miles to take a look at what is a fairly unique truck that we're considering converting to become an RV hauler. You'll see, if you look at the grille behind me, yeah, it looks a little bit different. This is a Volvo 880 that we're looking at converting. It's a 2009 with a D16 engine and 600 horsepower. We're going to take it for some test drives, do some inspections today, and see if this is going to become one of our latest RV haulers. Let's take a look around the outside. One of the first things you'll notice when you look at these 880s is that squared off hood. It's been changed in size mostly to accommodate the larger radiator and 600 horsepower engine that's underneath that hood. And one of the things that really makes this a unique truck is the exposed chrome. So on this truck you'll see that the fairings have been removed and the tanks and steps have all been chromed and polished up, giving it quite a unique look. This truck has 300,000 miles or 500,000 kilometers on it, and it's in really nice shape. Obviously the previous owner liked a little bit of bling, and what really impresses me is even the smallest points. When I look for a little bit of tar or some marks, you can't find them. There are some scratches behind the door that I would get fixed right there. But if you look at the rest of the truck, it's hard to find a blemish. Oh, let me go back. If you look carefully, there's one rock chip there, 2, 3, and up here is the 4th. There's a little bit of ding there. It's hard to see unless I put the camera at the right angle. There's a very faint line along here that I know I'll be able to polish out. The wheels have already been polished. We've got Alcoa top hats on the back end. These are retreads, but they're Bandag retreads, which are very good quality. We have some scratches on the back of the sleeper. This truck, I think, is going to be getting a drom box back there though, so that will be completely covered. So in my inspection I found 3 things that needed to be repaired with this truck. The air conditioning is not working. I have a traction control light on the dash, but I can't find an active code. And we've driven here to the local Volvo dealership. They've actually snuck us in to see what that error is. So there's one other rock chip here. But again, looking very carefully, it's hard to find anything that detracts. Even looking up at the mirrors, you know, I'm used to, those are bugs on there. I'm used to seeing lots of rock chips. This is a plastic with really a sticker over top. And it's in good shape. So there is a scratch here. The leading edge of this, I'll be able to power polish that out. This is down a little bit further. I think I'll be able to make it 50% less visible. All the lights work, but these bottom ones, they're cracked. You'll see they actually put a protective sticker kind of on top of that lens. I would replace them. And same with the grille, it's in pretty good shape, and the bumper is too. There are 2 peeled spots here and here. That is one impressive looking truck. I'm sitting in a unique truck today. I'm in a Volvo 880. This is like a 780 on the inside, but underneath the sheets and on the outside it looks a little bit different. What we're going to do now is take the truck for a test drive. What I'm going to be looking for is, does it sound like the D16 that I'm used to? We're going to be looking for any kind of movement in the steering, in the seat. We're looking for the drive experience. Now I've had the pleasure of driving hundreds of trucks, so every time I do a test drive, I'm comparing it in my mind and in my history to other trucks that I've driven, and we'll see how this one shapes up. The first thing that I observe is that the air is a little bit low. The truck has been sitting idle for probably 30-45 minutes since I last started it. And one of the things you may notice on the screen, if you can see it, is the traction control light is on. And the Volvo dealership is going to take some time to hook up the computer and tell us what that is. But that's not stopping us from going for a test drive. So the truck is still presently airing up. These iShifts, of course, are an air-assisted transmission, so they're looking to be safe. We want to have at least 90 psi. We're at 100 right now. Of course, we can kick up the idle a little bit and get it to air up a little bit quicker. I've done an air up test on this one already, and it was calling for air at just under 100 psi, and the governor was kicking it off at 130, 125 is what I estimated. So you can see it's already picked up from 90 to we're almost 120, and there we go. So we're going to go around the building. As I drive, I'm just going to be making some comments. One of the things you'll notice about the 880, of course, is that flat hood. The 780s, the 670s have a curved hood, and I was told that this hood has been increased in size to handle the larger horsepower, larger radiator. This one has a 600 horsepower D16 in it. It's the same block that's used for the 500 and the 515, the 535 horsepower engines, but this one, of course, has had some from the factory modifications to get it up to 600 horsepower. So Dale is here, my co-pilot on my right hand side. He's going to be giving me some directions. I've never been to Prince George before, except driving through once, so we're going to go left. Thank you. So I'm seeing my engine pressure where I'm used to it. It's just a little bit over 60 psi, or 60. And I'll put the engine brake on E plus Eco roll. As we're used to seeing with these iShifts, they keep the RPMs really, really low, especially in the bobtail situation like this. So you'll see if we were in a ZF Meritor, it would have been running up to 13, 14, 1500 RPMs, but these iShifts stay nice and low with RPMs. That's how we get our great fuel economy. A lot of people have asked me if these D16s are louder than the D13s, and my answer is often that the D16 is much closer to the firewall than the doghouse here down to my right. I think that certainly the engines have a different note than the D13s, or certainly the older D12s. I don't think they're louder. I think they just, frankly, they sound cooler. That went from second gear to fifth gear. So the pitch and yaw sensor, we were pointing uphill a little bit, so it was probably choosing a lower gear for us just because of the angle of attack of the road.
Fairly start to the hill where that car is coming down, or we can go left and go toward town and come back up on more of a gradual slope.
Oh, I'd like the steep slope for sure.
Hang it right at the lights.
And we'll be able to get it up to highway speed out there somewhere?
We'll get out to, that'll take us to the highway.
Excellent.
Same way we came from the airport.
Thanks, Dale. Excuse me, I'm a tourist. So that went 8 to 9. Now I have to say the 600 does sound different. It's got a little bit of a rumble underneath.
Oh, I like it. Yeah.
I like it. Just testing out the hand controls. There's by my right thumb on the ishift controller, I can, even while in drive, I can go up in gears and down in gears. So there I called for a higher gear. There's a call for a lower gear. So at any time you want to make a gear change, it's right by your thumb. But of course the computer does better than you ever will. It's sensing the load behind us, it's looking at the grade of the road, how hard I'm pressing on the throttle, and it's going to choose the best gears for us. So it's always a good thing when you have nothing to say about a truck. Isn't that good? Boring is good.
Usually I'm in here with someone who has just getting used to an ishift. We do quite a little training program, but we're going along.
Oh, I bet you do. So Dale's been nice enough to let us use the dealer plate today. So when I'm driving on someone else's plate, I don't speed. We're in a construction zone. We've got some guys working on the highway today, so we're not going to push it. So I've got a little bit of a rattle up there, and I think it's the mounting plate for the CB radio. We're not going very fast, we're doing 30 miles an hour. And I don't have any rattles or squeaks in behind me. Very quiet cab, of course, in these Volvos.